Okay, Jakob, we got this. It's just skiing above a 300-meter cliff. Since they're both north faces, you could ski one at sunset and one in the sunrise. You just have to be up all night for it. Trollvasstinden is this amazing looking pyramid, this impossibly steep wall. All you see is the valley floor below you. And I was like, what have I gotten myself into? 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at that, dude! Look at our turns up there. What? Are you kidding me? Woo! I don't know if like a lot of people really understand the driving force behind skiing that type of terrain. And I'm not really sure how to put it into words either. Like to spend so much time above that sort of exposure and cliffs and that steepness of the face where every mistake, you know, could really be the last one you ever make. It's really hard to rationalize when you're not in that moment. I just keep being drawn to it and I can't really explain it.
What's the line about? Like, to me, it looked like really exposed.
Well, I mean, this line is, as exposed as it gets. I mean, as soon as something is exposed above cliffs that, you know, don't go clean, and it doesn't matter if the cliffs are 10 meters or if they're 100 meters. Cliffs are huge at the bottom and the whole face just hanging above them. Absolutely no fall zone for sure. So, yeah, a little bit nervous. It's kind of funny because Sofiatinden is actually the very first mountain I climbed and skied in Lyngen 8 years ago when I first got here.
I saw the video.
Well, hello there, am I focused? At the top of Sofiatinden, 1,222 meters above the sea. And it was funny, I didn't know what I was doing here. I just, you know, showed up and saw the mountain. And funnily enough, it was called Sofiatinden, just like my wife. And we're like, oh, well, maybe just go ski that. Did that, and at the time I saw this like face on the looker's right of the couloir that looked really cool. It had like the classic Lyngen like spine features, but it was super exposed and just didn't, kind of felt like a little out of my reach back then. And then I heard you guys, Jakob and Matthias, are gonna ski it. I'm like, I'm not gonna let them have it before me, so if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'm Matthias, I'm a multisport athlete and freeskier from South Tyrol, and I'm here in the Lyngen Alps with my brother Jakob.
Being back here in the Lyngen Alps is always something special. There are just so many options and possibilities. It's like a wonderland for a snowboarder or for a skier because it's super exposed, it's extremely steep, and in my opinion, those lines are for sure one of the most serious lines in whole Europe. I've obviously already heard about Jakob Wester. He's kind of a skiing legend. Like riding such steep lines so fluid in a freeride way, like making it look easy, that's quite impressive. And I think we all try to ride difficult, steep, exposed terrain in a faster pace, and so I think it was a really good match to team up.
It's pretty much at the end of the trip, and we saw this one last really promising weather window coming up. The weather would clear up for sunset and potentially also deliver an amazing sunrise. In the process of trying to find a potential line for the sunrise, Jakob told us about this north face of Trollvasstinden, which is probably one of the biggest, longest and most exposed face is in the Lyngen Alps, and it's just the mountain next to Sofiatinden. So we had options. We had a huge potential plan which we could go for. So I guess everything was lined up.
There's so much to ski in Lyngen, but there are only a few lines that really come into play at the end of the season. They're north facing and they're really steep and the snow sticks to them. And there's two peaks right next to each other, Sofiatinden and Trollvasstinden, that just sort of started as an idea to ski one of them. And when I looked at the maps and like kind of did the math of what I could actually do to maximize the weather window, was to ski both in one 24-hour period. And since they're both north faces, you know, you could ski one at sunset and one in the sunrise. You just have to be up all night for it. And Trollvasstinden is this amazing looking pyramid, this impossibly steep wall. There are a few ways to ski it, but there's also so many ways it could go wrong. And the idea would be to walk through the night after Sofiatinden and ski it in the first morning hours. And that itself is sort of a big undertaking, because you never know how your body's gonna react to such a thing. Like, be up all night, walk for over 2,000 vertical meters, and then ski at your physical peak on terrain that's about really at the limit of what people can do on skis. There are a few days of the year where you can actually open up and ski faster on these lines, even though the consequences are immense.
Yeah, I'm gonna make myself ready.
Do that. You're gonna ski the exact line which you have drawn on the...
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
As always, getting to the top of a line, coming from the back, looking down, you're instantly so confused about where to go. Like, you have this mental image, you've seen the line from the other side of the valley a bunch of times. I had a lot of photos, and then you're just peeking over the edge and you're like, lost.
Very, very steep.
You really gotta trust yourself in that situation and like trust that you have done your homework, because obviously you don't want to like get lost on a line like that.
The little structure in the snow?
Yeah.
But then I think I probably will take the right ramp instead of the because that like looks like it has some runnel shit. That
You go on the right, but then you turn left on that
way
spine.
left, yeah, and then way over.
And then all the way left.
Left of the lowest spine, and then cut all the way.
And then it's getting technical, I guess, or?
Just a little like slight traverse onto between some rocks. It's about to happen, boys. We're doing this.
Yo.
Hope you find it enjoyable.
You too.
All right, boys. See you on the flip side. Okay, Jakob. You got this. It's just skiing above a 300-meter cliff. Is everyone ready? We are ready, Jakob. Okay. Dropping in 10, 9, 8.
Dropped in,
7,
jumped this little
6,
cornice into the line as soon as I hit the landing and the snow wasn't moving. What was I nervous about? It's pretty interesting how you're so nervous about something beforehand and then you're like actually in the zone skiing and time just stops. Everything happens. And then I was like making those first few turns and started opening up on the face, skiing kind of fast and having fun. And I had to like remind myself, hold on, you're actually skiing above serious exposure here.
Oh my God.
And there's gonna be a point pretty soon where you're gonna have to do some route finding to get out of here. It's a weird balance of just having fun and also like anticipating that moment where it's gonna get pretty serious. And then halfway down the face, I started looking for my exit points. I had this like rock that was like memorized from a photo I had. Luckily, that was the spot. As soon as I came around the rock and I realized it was the way out, it's hard to put into words what it feels like coming out of a line like that. It's just such a sense of relief. And came out in the valley looking back, and all you can see from below is this, really just the bottom cliff. You can barely even see those top flanks that I skied.
That skied so much better than I dared to dream about. That was like proper powder. And it's barely snowed in I don't know how long. Where did that come from? And found the line I wanted to do right away. So nice. I was kind of nervous because it was like really hard to figure it out on the photo, but okay, I'm rambling because I'm high on adrenaline. Ah, God, that was good. That was so good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So while I was skiing the first line, Jakob and Matthias checked the snow on the classic line, the North Couloir, and they radioed back that it was in excellent conditions.
2, 1, drop.
Dropping into the line, the snow was really good, and I felt I can really charge it, really go fast. I really enjoyed these first turns with these amazing light conditions. The powder was spraying around, and it was a really special moment. This line is continuing until there comes a little crux, which is like a 2-3 meter drop. And once I got closer to that drop, I felt that the snow is changing. It got quite hard-packed.
Sick, bro!
Woo! Holy crap!
Jakob told me on the radio that the snow is really bad just before the crux, and that probably the line from there on is gonna be very icy and very tricky. So I decided to go really fast and race this lap until I reach Jakob.
Oh yeah, Matthias.
Oh, here it goes! Yeah, buddy! Holy macaroni!
Sick!
Yes! Here he goes! Nice!
Looking good, boys. Way to shred it.
Nice one, bro. That was amazing.
That was really cool so far. Now we have to go down the cracks.
The second part of the couloir was a bit more technical to ride.
Yeah, buddy!
That moment when we all met up down there, having skied one of the most amazing lines in really good snow conditions, stoke was really high.
Nice one! Sick!
Yeah, buddy.
What?
What? Oh my God, dude. We got that sunset, sort of, not super late sunset, but it's not cloudy. That's what I'm stoked
The
about.
line was really good, huh?
The light was beautiful. And the night has only just begun, Matthias.
So we all kind of looked at each other at the bottom and we're like, we're still doing this plan? And they all nodded. We agreed that why stop here? There's bigger fish to fry.
We're gonna follow through with the plan, the potential plan that's now reality. We're gonna head up this narrow choke here behind me and make our way up Trollvasstinden. We're gonna go visit the true north face. So I'm really excited to check it out. And a little nervous because this is just a warm-up. Now it's time to get proper exposed.
Let's go.
Okay, well, let's walk through the night, boys. Woo. Nice to gain some more elevation here on the other side. We can start actually admiring the lines, our tracks on line 1. It's pretty interesting. Like, I love skiing big technical stuff, like the actual skiing part. But the added bonus of just seeing your tracks from when you're done and just, you know, I was just there. Never gets old.
There's really no mention of that line in the classic guidebook, Lyngen Alps. It's sort of the Bible around these parts. In that book, there was this one page about Trollvasstinden, north face. And the book has these red lines for ski descents. It also has these blue lines for climbing routes. This amazing, crazy steep line was blue. So it was a climbing route. And in the book it says 55 degrees, snow. And I was looking at this mountain on my first trip there, coming fresh out of Chamonix with all the experience from skiing the Mont Blanc Massif with all these amazingly talented skiers down there. For me, it was like, if there's an unbroken strip of snow down a mountain, there's a way to ski that. So there I was, 28-year-old me with a little bit of mountain experience from Chamonix, but like no experience at all from northern Norway. And I saw that line and it was actually in condition. Went there with a friend and ended up skiing it, just the two of us with GoPros and a little compact camera. And then I didn't really think much about it. It was like, cool, I did a first descent. Big accomplishment for me, and I kind of left it alone all these years until now. And then this spring it was once again in condition, and I was like, it would be cool to ski that again, but you know, bigger turns, more free ride, and document it better. It was time for a repeat, and Jakob and Matthias were stoked to try. Climbed through the night, walked slowly to conserve energy. We knew the sunrise was going to be a few more hours. That time of the year it doesn't really get dark, so you don't really get too tired. But it was definitely feeling my legs coming up on it. It was like definitely pushing what I'm comfortable doing before skiing serious lines. Coming up to the top, you know, it's as close to a religious experience as I can really imagine for myself.
Hello.
Oh, that sky.
Hello.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. What the bleep is going on?
That feeling of solitude alone on this pointy summit, one of the highest ones on the northern tip of Lyngen, seeing all the mountains around us, the fjords, this like pale blue midnight light.
To walk up the backside of Trollvasstinden, it was an amazing feeling, an amazing adventurous feeling. We didn't really knew what we're gonna get.
Approaching a line from the backside is, in one aspect, it's good because you're not exposed once you climb up. But on the other hand,
Oh wow.
you don't really know what's in there and how the snow is gonna be.
Oh wow. Good job.
Oh yes.
What a,
Oh nice.
nice. Here, give me a hug. Good job.
Oh yes.
It's a huge line, it's super long, it's complicated. I was hoping to see the whole line and to see where I have to go, but then I realized that it's kind of a rollover and we can only see like the first 100 meters of the line, and then it completely disappears in the nothing.
Okay. Oh, you can't see much from here. Okay.
Oh. And you can see the drop off.
Yeah, serious
Fast over the edge of the world here.
it is as steep as skiing gets. And all you see is the valley floor below you, 700 vertical meters below the summit. And I was like, what have I gotten myself into?
Now you want to count me in with the radio?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
Enjoy. Okay, Jakob Master dropping in 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Dropping.
Yeah, Jakob, you got this.
Every turn I was like, this is so steep and you better not screw up.
Gnarly.
Losing a ski or falling, anything would, it would really be the last mistake you'd ever make. The fresh snow definitely grew thinner towards the middle of the face, and there were a couple of moments where we were just kind of survival skiing, get past some icy
Okay,
bits.
guys, I'm in a safe spot. It's pretty sloughy, but not a very heavy slough. It's also kind of crusty in places, so just be careful and ski it conservatively, but it's fun. Where I have stopped, it's pretty icy too, so make sure you slow down when you come down to me.
Okay.
All right. Jakob is ready to drop.
3, 2, 1. Dropping.
Enjoy, brother man. Safe.
Yes, Jakob. Sick, styly turns. Oh, nice. Nice, buddy.
Yeah, boy.
Wow,
Oh, it's so beautiful.
what a place.
What a place.
Yeah, Matthias.
When I'm skiing this type of terrain, I think I'm so locked in and in the zone that I don't really have time to be scared. But it's a completely different thing watching a friend ski something like that, because the worst thing I could possibly imagine would be to see someone lose control and tumble right past me with nothing I could possibly do about it.
Yeah, buddy. Sick. Yeah, what a spot, dude.
So sick.
So, how do we feel up here? Sitting in the face.
It's not a flat face, that's for sure. It's way steeper than I remembered it. Maybe I was just young and dumb, or I gotten old and scared, but it's pretty freaking crazy.
Pretty freaking steep.
So being in such an exposure for such a long time is mentally extremely exhausting, because you never have a moment where you can relax or when you can turn off your focus. And so every minute in such a line is mentally really hard.
4, 3, 2, 1, drop.
I don't know if a lot of people really understand the driving force behind skiing that type of terrain. And I'm not really sure how to put it into words either. To spend so much time above that sort of exposure and cliffs and that steepness of the face. It's really hard to rationalize when you're not in that moment. I notice that I'm skiing at my best and I'm feeling at my best when I'm right at the edge of my comfort zone, but still in control. And I guess a lot of people can reach that sense of mindfulness and hyper-awareness through meditation or music and arts. The only place where I really found myself that present is when there's really no other thing in the world to focus on than the next turn. So for me, that's the reason. It's the reason I come back to these lines.
Oh, that was fucking wild. That was so gnarly.
If you're riding such consequential lines, every little step, every move is extremely important. So everything becomes very special because you're extremely focused on everything you do, and you really get into that state of mind, into a flow. And this is obviously a very nice feeling.
Holy crap!
I really love to be out there on such big phases and in such intense situations where every move becomes extremely important, and the only thing which matters is the moment. There is no space to think about the after. It's all happening there, and that's where I really feel alive.
Yeah, Matthias, well handled. That was survival skiing. Yeah, buddy, I'm glad we all made it here safe.
It's good. It's good.
Let's get the hell out of this phase, huh? Let's get off this thing.
Coming out after the very last exposed part, and we could, just open up and ski as a team. You've been spending so much time on this line in the exposure zone where, you just kind of have to be on your toes the whole time, never lose focus, and then all of a sudden you're going out the bottom and just, racing into the sunrise, and you can let go of all that. It's a feeling that's hard to put into words.
We survived! Look at that, dude! Look at our turns up there. What? Are you kidding me? Yeah, buddy. Boom! Thank you. Thank you for that.
Nice, Jakob.
Bam! Damn! Done and dusted. So, all right. Let's go.